This thing on? Alright. What's up, ladies and germs? Today we're here to talk about a special event that happened within the last year. Here. By now you've probably guessed, I'm talking about the Martin case. Now, before anyone goes saying anything, let's review the facts. Now, granted, I don't live there, but I've been seeing a couple of videos about local news from Boca, which apparently is where Martin is from. Don't take it as true fact. I am not 100% sure on that part. But I'm hearing from various sources that Martin was not only very violent, that's one of the reasons he was up there, he was also a drug user. And apparently has a written history in the greater county area that is Boca City, or whatever the technical legal definition is. If anyone could provide truth to that or not, one way or the other, that would be great. I mean, think about it. Right. Here's a dude, and he ain't no kid. Even if he is only 5'11", that's my height. We're talking about him going up against a dude, granted, who's got a 30-pound weight advantage, and who's several inches shorter than him. It may not sound like much, but believe you and me, 2 or 3 inches makes a big difference. Now, yes, I do think that Zimmerman was in the wrong in the fact that he was from Martin. However, considering that both Martin has a history of that, that's the reason why he is where he was because of rehabilitation, both for drug use and for anger management, which evidently was so bad that he had to be sent out of town to get that taken care of. Apparently he was even expelled from the last high school or middle school he went to because of it. On top of that, you have several break-ins within a 5-block radius of where Martin lives. Does not look good on a rap sheet against him. Now, before anyone pulls a race card, watch the video through and through. Because if you still think that Martin and Zimmerman is a race-based thing, you're completely full of shit. Yeah, I'm calling you out. I'm calling you an ignorant, racist, bigot, retard. And here's how. Martin, 3/4 Hispanic, 1/4 black. Zimmerman, 1/4 black, or 1/8 black, 1/4 Mexican. So, there right there, he's technically a minority, therefore Zimmerman is black. Now, he also doesn't have classical features. Now, you're probably wondering, how is he black? Back in the 1880s, there was a race-based court system ruling. And I'll explain the story. This one guy gets on a trolley they had once upon a time in D.C. He pays his fare, sits there riding. No one looks the same way at him, like they would anyone else. And this is back during the Jim Crow law days. Probably wasn't D.C. It's probably somewhere farther south, like Louisiana, maybe. But the story goes that upon getting up at his stop, he tells the driver, "Did you know I was black?" And he said, "No, I did not. I'm sorry, son, but you're going to have to get arrested now." And there was a whole Supreme Court ruling over it. If anyone could remember the case name, please inform me. I do not remember it or the exact dates. I know it was in the late 1800s. I mean, this is information I heard a year and a half ago. So, the details, the fine details are a little fuzzy, but I remember the big picture. And what it came down to was, what is a minority? So, the Supreme Court came up with the ruling that if you are 1/8 anything, you are that minority. So, there, right there, Zimmerman is 1/8 black. He is, by law, black, by definition. So, that right there throws any racist out the window. If you have a racist comment to say, fuck yourself. Just go fuck yourself right now. I don't deal with bigots. Now, as for Martin, let's also examine the fact that he was hopping fences. I still think that Zimmerman was in the wrong. Don't get me wrong on that. For following him. But at the same time, most people would have been more than a little curious. Kind of that sketchy neighborhood, hooded teen running about. One's got to think, what's this kid doing? I mean, I'm from Miami, so I'm looking at anyone like that, regardless of skin color. To me, if you're out on a fence and I happen to live right nearby, I'm going to be following you for quite some ways. That's just how I am. I grew up in a big city. I grew up in Miami. I grew up in Coconut Grove, alright? Now, granted, that's one of the richer neighborhoods, but I had friends going all the way to Coral Gables, and I would hang out with them. And I would sometimes see people hopping fences across the street. And if anyone's ever been to Coral Gables, there's not a house that goes by that doesn't have bars over the windows. And that's indicative because of the crime rate. Now, getting back to the Treyvon Martin, George Zimmerman case. Regardless of what anyone thinks, the court's ruling stands. Zimmerman is not guilty. Still in the wrong. Probably could do some time just because he wasn't listening to whatever the person on the call is called, not the operator, dispatch. But maybe a month at most. But there again, that would in itself would be up for debate. So, all said, Zimmerman not totally in the wrong as some people would like to think. It is not a race-based thing. If you're still pulling the race card, you're a fucking idiot, and you just can go jump off a bridge after slitting your wrists. That's all I gotta say about that, for that matter. Anyone who knows what I'm talking about, I respect you, and if you have at least the respect to counteract me in a mature, educated manner, I at least will give you that for props. And we'll have a heated debate from there. This is going to be one they're going to be talking about for years to come. So, for now, peace out, take care, and do support your gun shop.
Subscribe.